Okay, let's go. Whatever you feel. Everything is uncensored, so whatever you think you should say or sing, just go.
Yeah.
Got it.
Shall we begin? Winter is coming.
I can do this all day.
Tear down this wall.
What's up, unscripted people? Jason Paige
Hi.
here.
Hi, Jason. How you doing?
I'm very good. How you guys doing?
Well, we are great. And
Show you a little bit of the magic that just happened there. That's right there.
Yeah.
The RC505 in the house. Loop station MK2, the upgraded version. Right there.
Ooh, very nice.
Great.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
are the master
I'm a little bit
of
obsessed
the
with the looper right now. Master of the looper and many other things.
Yeah, you open for new jobs?
Straight.
You open for new jobs? We are looking for...
I'm open for new jobs. That's right. I do commissions. I do theme songs. You know, like unscripted. That's it. That's all you get.
That's a free trial, right?
Yeah, give us a good price.
That's a free trial. Yeah, it's going to be low bit rate unless you pay the upgrade fee, and then I send you the files, and we do it really good. And or you can get me on Cameo, where I can do a 1-minute little jam out for you for a fee. If you guys are a professional organization, which you seem
Which we
to
are
be.
not.
Well, no, based on the wall of nostalgia behind you, you guys are. You guys got a great podcast, and if it's business cameos are a little bit more than the regular personal ones, but for you guys, I'll cut you a deal.
Yeah.
That is exactly what OnlyFans was supposed to be.
That's right, OnlyFans, exactly. I don't have an OnlyFans, although people sometimes ask me for feet pictures, and I'm like, really?
I
Who
never
wants to see my
understood that.
feet? I don't really understand that either.
Yeah. Let me introduce you to our fans. And you
Yes,
are...
please.
You were the singer for Blood, Sweat, lead singer for Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Share the stage with Michael Jackson.
make me so very happy. I'm so glad you came into my life. Oh, so very happy, baby.
Great.
Yeah.
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 And you sang and beatboxed with Aerosmith just like before for us.
Pink, that's my new obsession. Pink, it's not even a question. Pink, with the lips of your lover. Pink, it's the love you discover. Yeah!
Epic
That was
skill
an amazing
there, yeah.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Among other things, you can be heard in Rick and Morty, in Phineas and Ferb, in Nanny, and of course, you want to be the very best like no one ever was. Jason Paige, everybody.
That's right.
Yeah, I hope you
That's
like
right.
this
Thank you,
introduction.
guys. That was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Are
How
you
did you
ready?
like my accompaniment?
It's great. It's great. It's going to
Cool.
be a hell for editing, but it's okay.
It's nothing. Nothing
It's fine.
comes close to our introductions on this podcast. Trust me.
Oh, good. We're bumping it up to the next level. That's
Yeah.
what we want to do here.
So, Jason, would you share with us how you entered the world of music?
When I came out of the womb, I was crying. Yeah, music is inherent to the human being. You hit a note when you come out, you're singing. It's when you exit the world of music. That's the more important question, which happens when your parents tell you to shut up, stop that singing. You know, the first thing you learn is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Maybe not in Montenegro, but here, that's how you learn how to speak. You learn twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Yeah, you guys learn that. And, nowadays they've replaced that for, I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. So
How
now
many
kids are
versions
learning
did you
that.
have?
So, yeah, it's when your parents tell you to stop singing or your teacher tells you shut up and stops the class from actually naturally being musical, because musicality is our natural state, is more musical than verbal. And you know, if you go back, if you think about it, like ancient civilizations and ancient man, before they learned how to talk, they were just making grunting sounds and pitches, and woo was like the first communication, was ooh, and that's kind of singing. And before it was like no you do it, no you was no you, but before no you was ooh. Or something like that. I wasn't there. I'm not that old. I'm old, but I'm not that old.
Yeah, and your most iconic work is obviously Pokemon theme song that you just gave us a verse. And when you look back now, is the Pokemon theme song the moment that defined whoops? Yeah.
I just looked back. You told me to look back. That was a bad joke. Here we go.
Yeah.
I almost lost it. Check that out. Oh, yes.
Nice man.
Oh, nice.
Is
nice.
that
Right.
Gyarados?
That look really cool.
Hmm?
Yeah, it is. In
Yeah, that's a good one.
of a ball on a thing. Yeah. So when I look back, sorry, I won't
When
look
you-
back though. I'll look
Don't
forward
look
while
back.
I'm looking back.
Are you a dad? Because that's a classic dad
Am I
joke that
dead?
you made. Yeah.
No, are you a father? He asked
Dead
that.
joke?
Yeah. he was
Oh, my
dad.
dad. Not that I know of. I mean, I hope I am, but not that I know of. I would love it if some kids showed up right now and said, "Hey, you're my dad." I'd be like, "Oh, the son that I've been waiting for all of my life." It'd be nice if it was still a little kid and some beautiful woman showed up with a kid and said, "This is yours." I mean, I would probably remember that, but you know, I've had a lot of experiences in my life, but due to the AIDS epidemic in the 80s, when I started my sexual life, we were afraid of each other, and we thought that sex was going to kill each other. So the majority of my intimate experiences were protected experiences. So I unfortunately don't have any known children.
Yeah. But what about Pokemon?
Yeah, I have a lot of known Pokemon children, and actually, you know, people often say on the YouTube comments, it's like, you know, you're like the father to me. You're like the voice of my childhood. Or, you know, I kind of consider myself more like a friend that you never met as opposed to a father that you never met. I'm not, you know, I'm not that much of a father figure, but I understand the analogy.
Yeah, I mean, basically, but you know, since Pokemon, came out in 1997, and it's been decades since you did that song, and people still love it, still recognize it. It carries enormous legacy. You know, for some people, you know, I must imagine that for you, the legacy it carries is like people must recognize you immediately by it. You know, it gotta resonate with you.
Well, they certainly recognize, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. They recognize the sound of my voice, but because of you guys and this Zoom call and your podcast, they'll hopefully start to recognize my face as well as my voice. Because it was a job that was not done in order to make myself recognizable. It was done to serve the product, to serve the ecosystem, to serve the TV show, and the motive, which is to be the very best. The motive, basically, of Ash, of the character, to be the very best. I mean, that was what the song was about. How do you tell the story of Ash and what he wants to do in a 1.5-minute song? And the lyrics are constructed to represent the product. I'm doing a song for another product called Bubblegum Kids right now, and I have to represent that song in 30 seconds, actually, so that it sounds exactly like what they want, and all of the elements in there to get everybody hyped about this bubblegum, basically. So I'm not there so that I can go sing songs about bubblegum, or I can go sing songs about Pokemon, and I can be this a legend icon to the world. I'm there to serve the podcast right now. I'm not here on the podcast so I can be this thing in the world. I'm here to give you guys good content for your podcast. So when you connect yourself to the motive, which I'm definitely doing, that's the whole point, is right here, right now, to be in this moment and understand what this moment is about, and not just be projecting in the future for something. Of course, that's what most session singing is about. When I'm singing Subway Eat Fresh, it's for Subway. It's not for me to be singing Subway Eat Fresh. It's a very short song as well. Couldn't really, perform that one live because it's over in 5 seconds. But all of these things, the quilted quicker picker upper, they're all uncredited experiences where I'm serving the client. I'm serving the motive of the product, and that's what makes it really special, I think. And then you guys consume the product because it all makes sense. And you're not consuming. Imagine if Michael Jackson. This is another comment on my YouTube. I thought Michael Jackson sang the song. People say that often. And imagine if Michael Jackson was like, I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. It would be like, we're watching Michael Jackson sing the song, and we're not playing Pokemon anymore, and we're not playing the cards, and we're not buying the stuff. We're buying Michael Jackson records, and the game, and the all of the TV show and all the stuff that exists would all be dominated by Michael Jackson. So that's kind of how I look at it.
So it would be like the man before the product, and what you're describing is the product comes first, and the heart that goes into product, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, but obviously, I like to ask always people who are passionate about their craft what fascinates them about it. But I think you pretty much explain it right now.
No, that is the craft. That is the craft. And even when I'm doing my own music or Michael Jackson's music, it's still about that moment and what I'm feeling in that moment. And, when the audience is there, we're there together in the room, and I'm singing the song as if I'm experiencing those lyrics for the first time. I'm not projecting something into the future. I'm there in the room with those people, even if it's my own words and my own ideas and my own thoughts. I have a concert coming up, and I'm going to be going through a lot of my greatest hits, my jingles, and some background singing that I've done, and different things that I'm going to have to connect myself on all levels with the audience.
Where is the concert and when?
The concert's in Palm Beach, Florida, on March 4th. If you guys want to fly in, I'd love to have you. I'll give you comp tickets.
Buy us tickets for plane as well.
Tickets for the plane, right. I have my private jet come and get you guys and pick you up and bring you up.
Oh, that's so nice.
All you got to do is pay for the gas, pay for the fuel.
Yeah.
It's only $1,500 each way for the fuel.
Yeah, these days they say the gas is very cheap.
Yeah, but till we get those electric planes. Come on, Elon, get us an electric plane, a Tesla plane. That's what I want.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, I would like it only because I guess it would be silent,
It'd be quieter, and they could make the wings with solar panels on them, and then it could be refueling as it's in the air with above the clouds in the sun. But then it would be a difficult at night.
Yeah, his engineers will have a tough time if some of them are listening to this episode right now.
They have to make a moonlight panels that are not just solar panels, but actually absorb the energy of the moon, which gives off its own in unique type of light as well.
Yeah, I'm certain somebody is thinking about it and actually working on it right now, but I'm not aware of any big projects or something.
Yeah.
He's too formal for now.
Yeah. It almost looks like you guys are in two separate areas because you're split right down, and this guy's got a totally different background than you. Can you put your arm across so you can show that you guys are together? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank you for noticing that. We are waiting
That's
for
cool.
dozens of guests to mention something about our background. Thank you.
It's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
And you have all the. You said you always perform like the first time, and I really noticed that now when you every time you say you gotta catch them all, I want to be the very best, you feel it the same way. And how you manage to do that? You performed a million times.
Well, no. Only since 2016. Before that, I sang. The only time I sang it was "Gotta Catch 'Em All," Ron Paul. I sang it for Ron Paul, not for myself, because Ron Paul was running for the presidency, and he was catching delegates around the country. The way that it works is you got to get delegates in each area. But before that, I'd never sung the song before. So I haven't been doing it for 25 years, at every day somewhere, or every week, once or twice somewhere, only since 2016. So I'm still in the relatively new stages. I'm in the 6.5 year of singing this song publicly. And, it's getting better and better in the terms of the places that I'm able to sing it, and the audiences that I'm able to sing it for, and people's enthusiasm for it. I mean, it's not like a normal song, at least right now, that was on the radio. It's not on the radio anymore. We don't really have radio anymore. We got Spotify, we got Instagram and YouTube and all of our social media platforms, where the song is really making its way around as it underscores people's videos. Every time you're swiping on the next TikTok, there's the Pokemon theme song and somebody showing their Pokemon connection. So the song is getting around, but my face is still not getting around, and my name is still very, very small relative to how big the song is. I figure there's 2 billion Pokemon fans on the world, right? Roughly.
Yeah.
There's 1 billion people that downloaded the Pokemon Go app. So if there's 1 billion people on that app, those are all Pokemon fans. And then there's another billion people that watched Pokemon or listen to Pokemon or certainly know the song. More people know the song than even know what Pokemon is, but they can identify the song because it's constantly hitting them. But those people have to know who I am, and then once they know who I am, then I can start to perform live for them. And I'm finding at my shows, there's more new people every time. There's more new people going, oh my God. It's people like figuring out right there in the moment, wait, that's the guy? That's the guy? Oh my God. I never even thought about it. Oh, it's a guy. Oh shit, it's a guy. There he is. And then they have this realization, they have this thing. So it's not like people know they're coming to see me and they're expecting it. It's starting to be more like that. They'll come to see me and see my other music expecting Pokemon, and then they're moved by the other songs I have. But most of the time, there's a whole bunch of people there that just never thought about it before. And the phones go up and they're filming it and they're streaming to their friends, and they just tell everybody, oh my God, I can't believe there's a dude. The dude that sang the Pokemon song. He was there. He sang. So,
Yeah,
their energy infects me and brings me into the moment. So that's how I keep myself excited about things, because everyone else is excited about it.
Yeah, that's exactly the feeling I had roughly 10 years ago when Pokemon published that video of you singing the song. Is that 2016?
That was 2016, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and you said...
Yeah, 2016.
What the fuck? This guy actually exists, just like you said. I couldn't believe it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because
It's a what the fuck moment.
Yeah.
because like you said, we all watch it, we all know it, but not a lot of people think about it, too much. Like everybody knows it, but we're like, there's a person behind the microphone.
Yeah. Well, because you were a child and you were just experiencing the product, not experiencing the guy standing there playing, being in a band, like, I want to make a change. Michael Jackson, like I said before.
Yeah.
And that experience was really organic to you, and it really the song landed even more. You absorbed it and you experienced art for art's sake, not art for celebrity's sake or for finance. Or,
Yeah.
and we're in this celebrity obsessed world where people experience celebrities for the sake of celebrities. They experience, the art for the sake of celebrity instead of the sake of the actual art. And, we're losing art to this cult of celebrity. But
and we are losing to AI now. ChatGPT,
Yes, and now we're
all those AI arts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes, we're losing art to AI as well. However, if you can experience as a human the AI art, then that's great, because now you don't have a celebrity behind the art to think of. Even now you've grown up and the children of the Pokemon the generation back in the day are now adults like yourselves, and now you're thinking, I want to know who it is. If you 20 years from now, the songs that are come out, they're going to say, who was it? And you're going to look it up and it was AI. But, it's an actual human being.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because the AI is really doing really interesting work, and it's not connected to a person. So it lacks emotion. It lacks that human quality, but it still can impact you because it's drawing from human experiences to build its art or whatever AI you're making. Music, AI music most music has been AI except for the vocals for a long time. It's loops that you drag into a audio program. It's vocals that you tune and slide until they're exactly right. So music has been sort of co-opted by computer technology and AI for at least 20 years, 25 years now. And what we really relate to, I think, is the human qualities in music. So that's what's so good about this, is that there's this technology right here is technology from 1979. It's just looping. It's just a delay. It just delays and loops it over and over and over again. Just loops it over and over and over and over again. Just loops it over and over and over and over again. Just loops it over and over and over and over again. Just loops it over and over and over and over again. Just loops it over and over and over and over again. Just loops it over and over and over and over again. Just loops it over and over. With some effects that are basically the same effects since 1960s. So keeps it very human.
Yeah, but that's what AI or technology is meant to do, to enhance the process of creating art. Because even in drawing, in painting, we have these iPads for also 20 years, or other apps and stuff like that, computers that helped create these magnificent things.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a
absolutely
tool, not the creator.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Tools for the human beings to use to express themselves more accurately and abundantly.
Yeah, and everything that AI basically makes is nothing that AI makes is original, because it has to learn from humans. The only place it can learn is from humans. So it draws actually from human experience, human knowledge, human emotions. I mean, as best as it can replicate them, but
imitation is
and
a
that
form
AI
of flattery.
That's right. It's flattering us. However, it is only as flattering as the programmer allows it to be. There are certain subjects that are programmed out of AI. There's going to be an AI that comes up. It's going to be really cool that doesn't censor. Like the AI now has certain narratives and certain topics that it won't tell you about. But then somebody's going to make an AI that'll tell you about everything. It's just like YouTube starts saying you can't say this, you can't do that, you can't have anything about this. And we got Odyssey, and we got BitChute, and we got all these other platforms, Rumble, that you could say whatever you want. You could do whatever you want over here. Yeah. There's going to be an AI that does that. And that's going to be an amazing AI when they set it free from the censorship that's in ChatGPT right now.
You think it will be canceled?
Oh, absolutely. ChatGPT is already canceled. it's already censored. It already doesn't include a whole bunch of things that are already that I've found on other platforms relative to government and medicine and different sort of concepts and theories. It just gives you a basic Wikipedia version of what's going on. It's scraping Wikipedia basically. It's not going outside of Wikipedia. If Wikipedia says it, then ChatGPT will say it. But Wikipedia is highly incorrect in many ways.
Yeah, but good enough for school, evidently.
Yeah, of course. School is a way to limit the mind, to limit the human being, to trap you in an extended adolescence for 20 years. That's that, and school is doing its job very well at keeping people in that.
Yeah, for hundreds of years.
For about 150 years, since the late 1880s, actually.
Mm.
Yeah, splendid job it's done.
Enlightenment, they said.
Yep, exactly.
And you do these various parodies and covers and remixes of your songs, especially the Pokemon one, and you did one for The Rock. And how that went, actually, because he published it on his YouTube channel.
Yeah. You can't catch the rock. That was one of the first people that contacted me to do a parody or to do a collaboration. Well, there was a guy named Chris Villain who said, "Hey, I'm doing the Pokemon theme song on my YouTube channel. Will you sing it with me?" I went and sang the second verse with him. And then in 2016, The Rock contacted me. And actually, I'm sorry, my statement before that I didn't sing it until 2016 is wrong, because I did it with Chris Villain in like 2015, right before Pokemon Go came out.
Come on, we know you did it in the bathroom.
Yeah, I did it in the bathroom. And then the Can't Catch the Rock was a thing that when Rock was starting his YouTube channel, Pokemon Go came out, and there were big Pokemon Go players that were in the first video, and then it got so much attention that they did another like lyric video that I was in, with singing. I got my face in the Rock's video. It was like, yeah.
So what The Rock said, "Let's hear Jabroni, I want you make this song," or
Well, it just makes sense. The guys got a team that go out and create stuff. And this was one of the things that they thought was a great way to bring influences together to build The Rock's channel, because the people that were in the first video, the Rock video, were other YouTube influencers that were huge. They had millions of followers, and then they share it and point everybody to The Rock's YouTube channel. His subscribers go up, and then that video points to me, and my subscribers go up, and it's a way that we build our online careers with these collaborations.
Yeah, looping in, just like your
looping it in. Exactly.
Yeah, if I remember, actually, he dressed as a Pikachu for his daughter on Halloween or something.
Did he really? That's cute. I can't believe they found a Pikachu onesie big enough for him. Custom made.
Yeah, probably.
Like all of his things.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah. Part 2 of the Unscripted podcast with Jason Paige.
I gotta get one of those.
Yeah. They're great.
He meant audio editors.
That's it. I'm an audio editor right now. It's all created in the moment, and then I don't have to worry about it. It's erased. Everything that I've done, it's all been erased.
Yeah, listen, I will send you these files to and do your magic.
Okay.
We spoke about your Pokemon theme song, and it's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. In Spotify, I think it's around 1 million listens, if I'm correct. Yeah, and on YouTube also millions of views. And do you have any royalties entitled to you from it?
The royalties come in mechanical form. It's called mechanical royalties for performance, and they're collected by a couple of internet-based agencies that only sprung up, in the age of the internet recently, in the past 5 to 10 years, actually. So I get royalties based on my re-recordings. And very, very little, because Spotify now, the people that make the money are the writers who are registered and the publishers who are registered as the creators of the song, not the performers of the song. And but there are some mechanical royalties, and the numbers you're quoting on Spotify are from my own re-recorded version. The actual regular recorded version, we don't know how many billions of times that thing has been played on all the platforms everywhere. Like I said, that there's 2 billion Pokemon fans. The song has probably been played 100 billion times.
Yeah. And how many times in anime itself?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Just in the TV show. And then it was on 3 times a day, at least, on one channel. And then on Radio Disney back in the day, it was the most played song on Radio Disney for the longest period of time. Nice. So Radio Disney is an AM radio station that just plays kids songs all day long. And it was like every 15 minutes they were playing the Pokemon song, once an hour at least.
But let me ask you this. I've seen you do covers of some iconic songs on your YouTube channel. I see you do We Are the Champions, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Eye of the Tiger. Listening to you speak very passionately about music, were some of those people, I assume, were your inspiration, but do you have maybe an idol in music as a performer, something like that?
Very superstitious.
That's your answer.
On the wall. Stevie Wonder is one of the ones that I would love to still love to sing with at some point, but once you sing for Stevie Wonder, what else is there? There's nothing left. I thought once you sing for Michael Jackson, there's nothing left, but it's really Stevie Wonder. And then I did it, and I was like, oh, well, it's it. The world is that I'm done. What else do I do now? No. What do? You do Stevie Wonder. But I'm waiting till, later in my life to sing with Stevie Wonder. He was definitely an inspiration. Those songs, the cover songs, they're all songs that I liked, but we were very specific in the I call it video bomb, where I can actually get the video and then recreate myself into the video, like I did on those videos, the original videos of those songs. But they also need to have somewhere online all of the tracks from the original song have been released. So then I could take out the vocal of Freddie Mercury and put my vocal into the same Queen track. So now, there's a lot of people that had access to the original tapes and released those online of all the songs that I've done. There's one, I did a Doors one as well with Jim Morrison, but that's just on my BitChute and my Odyssey, just Odyssey, sorry, because YouTube doesn't allow it, because the publishers said we can't have that song out there, so they don't let me publish it there. But it is on Odyssey.
Yeah. As far as the live performance, I believe Freddie Mercury is possibly one of the greatest of all time.
Absolutely.
Consider the live performance, like you share the stage also with one of the greatest performers of all time alive as well. What is like performing live for you? Is it by now easy job? How was it before? What is your experience performing live?
Well, there's a certain amount of anxiety or stress or before the show, but once you're in the water, you're swimming. And I know how to swim, and it's actually great to be in a situation on stage that I don't know what's going to happen. When things go down, when things mess up, when somebody doesn't show up or somebody's amp goes out or something goes wrong, that's when the exciting stuff happens. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see everything go exactly as planned. So, you know, I prepare and I prepare and I prepare, and then I'm ready for anything that happens. So yeah, it's a thrilling experience, but I do have a little bit of stress in the preparation part, because I want to make sure that that I have what it is, that I'm getting out the message that I want to get, and that I'm clear with all of my lyrics and all of the parts. And of course, if you're in a high pressure situation like a Michael Jackson concert, you want to make sure you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
And but with that event, I knew all of those songs. I had listened to all of those songs so many times that it was just shorter versions of the songs that I grew up to, from the Jackson 5 to all the songs that the artists in that concert sang to Michael Jackson, and then his songs that I had always listened to. And I had done a lot of imitations of Michael, so the style and the sound of the backgrounds was something that I already knew how to create.
But can you do a moonwalk?
Right. But can I do the moonwalk? I'm not sure anybody went to the moon to walk on it, but I know what you mean.
A couple of guys.
Allegedly.
7 times. Yeah, allegedly.
And you share the stage with all those icons, legends, and I believe every one of them is a unique experience. But which one is the most special to you, and why? Have it maybe happened something as simple as "Tap on the Back" by Michael Jackson? You did good, kid, and stuff like that.
I mean, I think Michael definitely takes the cake, because there were so many other performers involved in that show that we got to sing with. So we got to rehearse intimately with all of the other performers. Luther Vandross and Usher and Whitney Houston was at the rehearsal, and Ray Charles and Liza Minnelli. So it was just icons, legends walking in the room. Every song was another legend that we were like, oh my God, now it's Beyonce. What? Before she was Beyonce, when they were still Destiny's Child. And you know, the Backstreet Boys walked in, and Britney Spears walked in. It was just like, what is going on? All of them were in that same room. It was incredible. And plus the audience as well, because each person was having their own like Pokemon experience. Like, oh my God, it's Michael Jackson. I can't believe I'm here. It's really him.
I gotta catch him.
I gotta catch him. I've lived with this guy my whole life. And the entire audience was just, there were more applause in between the songs than there were songs. So the musical content of the show Michael was performing was like, you know, 3-minute songs, and it was like 10 3-minute songs. That's like 30 minutes. But there was an hour of applause. In between each song, it was like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes of applause. Just people screaming.
Singers can say that, I mean.
Yeah, no, not a lot.
8.
If any.
8 of them. 8 singers can say that I was at that show.
You're good at statistics.
Of course, yeah, it's very right. It's only 8 singers, and it was really, and most of them were my friends. I knew them all. I called them, and I remember making the calls to a couple of my friends and saying, "Hey, I have a gig that I want to see if you're available to do. If you're available September 7th and September 10th." You can come and sing backgrounds with me for this guy. I don't know if you know him. His name is Michael Jackson, and it's going to be at the Madison. Let me see here, Madison Square Garden.
Is it?
That's it. So let me know if you can make that, and if you're available, I'll get you the details on rehearsals. Thanks, Luther. Talk soon.
Good thing you were humble with that.
I imagine when he got that message, he was like, "What? What? You're kidding?
You on drugs again?"
Are you on drugs?" My friend Luther, my friend Shoshana Bean, who's another incredible vocalist. Michael McElroy was the third person that I was able to bring in. And then there were some other people that the musical director already knew about, but those people were my very close friends and people that I worked with, and I was able to call them and invite them to join me on stage with Michael Jackson. That was even better than doing it myself. Being able to call my friends and invite them to come with me. Woo!
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that is like that's probably one of the once in a lifetime experience. You cannot.
Oh my
copy
God.
that, probably.
Yeah. No, well, of course, because Michael's no longer here. So,
But even in his case, he didn't perform a lot, like live.
Right.
That's
yes,
very,
that
very
was,
special.
I believe, his last United States performance before he started to doing the "This Is It" performance, and then, of course, we know what happened, how that ended.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised that there isn't still a movie about him. They did they did Doors, they did Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury, Elton John.
Yeah.
Let's get the Michael Jackson story.
Elvis now.
I think, especially with all of the drama that was there, maybe the family won't release the rights to his story, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. They could also always do it about an anonymous character and not call him Michael.
Yeah, but listen, they made Johnny Cash. We have a book up here, so he was pretty controversial figure.
Yeah, he was. He definitely was.
And you're a big part of Pokemon fandom. Not many individuals, like you said, are globally known as the part of the franchise as you and Ash Ketchum. And we know how much you mean to this fandom, but what does this Pokemon fandom mean to you?
I have profound gratitude for all of the people out there and all the time and energy. I put in 4 hours 25 years ago. You guys put in 4,000 hours or more in your whole lives. So I recognize the effort and the energy and the joy and the experience that you guys have had with Pokemon in your lives, and that as adults now you can continue to have and invest in. It's not just for kids, it's for everybody. It's all ages. The collecting of cards are a big one for the adult Pokemon fans, and the games. There's crazy games and Pokemon Go. So it's an incredible group of people. I like to think of Pokemon as a way of expressing your individuality, because there's so many ways that you can collect Pokemon. There's so many ways that you can catch Pokemon. If use your critical thinking with Pokemon Go, it's so different. Everybody does it a different way. And the same thing with the cards. Every person plays the game in a different way. And this enables you to be an individual, a unique individual. And I think that's what's lacking in our school system. Is the individuality, the critical thinking, the people that are able to follow their own creative impulses. And I think Pokemon players and fans have that individuality has been cultivated by Pokemon, has been encouraged by the Pokemon games and the cards. And those people are out there creating content now because they're realizing they can make their own podcast based on Pokemon, or their own game based on Pokemon, or their own collection thing based on Pokemon, or their own products based on Pokemon. It's just there's so much more activity in the ecosystem from fans making their own things like that. Yeah. From Epic. Otaku Fest, another a Comic-Con that has mostly Pokemon vendors, hundreds of vendors, and every vendor has their own Pokemon things that they made. These are people doing their own things in the world based on the love that they have for Pokemon. So this isn't really a fandom. This is a culture. This is a bonding human experience, and we don't even we don't have anyone to unite everybody yet to really see how many Pokemon people there are. I'm the closest thing to a human being in the Pokemon ecosystem, to a human being that represents all of Pokemon as a human being. Ash is the fictitious cartoon version of me, and he
And
represents
Ryan
Pokemon.
Reynolds is live action version of you, right?
That's right. And Pikachu is also, represents Pokemon. But if there was a concert of all the people that are Pokemon fans to come hear the song, and they all like knew that there was a concert like there is in March 4th that you can tell everybody about, or your friends in Palm Beach.
And we already have.
It would be 2 billion people basically. So the fan and 2 billion people that now care about the song, but they really care about the experience that they've had, the unique experience that each of them has had that drove them to make all of the things that they make right now.
Yeah, it would be funny to see 2 billion people in Palm Beach.
In one spot.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of venue that would be. Like, we've got venues that are many hundreds of thousands of people. Woodstock was 500,000 people. But I don't think we've even seen 1 million people gathering. Oh, in Washington D.C. we got 1 million people. But we need 1,000 times that, and there's nowhere that could actually exist. We don't have a venue big enough for all the Pokemon fans to gather at one time.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I'm correct, but I think Metallica had the biggest concert ever. If I'm remembering, Moscow, 1991. There was like almost 2 million people, if I'm correct.
Wow.
Really?
Don't quote me on that, but there's videos on YouTube. There are awesome videos like they're singing and pool. You don't even see. I don't even know if people in the backside even heard anything, but It was really amazing, right?
You mean Metallica, the band that covered Pokemon theme song?
Yeah.
That's the Metallica you're talking about?
Yeah, I think it's Metallica. I can't swear on it, but I believe it was Metallica, and
We can check that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, probably.
And I know it was Metallica that covered the Pokemon theme song because I saw that.
They did,
it's
really?
in my video.
I thought you were joking.
Yeah.
Oh no, Metallica actually covered the Pokemon theme song. They played the Pokemon theme song live at their concert. It's really great. You can check it out on YouTube.
Yeah. I definitely will. Yeah. And you spoke about conventions, about Otaku Fest and stuff like that. And you are frequently on conventions, aren't you? Signing autographs, speaking with fans. And I see now that you are familiar with trading card games. You even have one made for you, and those vintage packs like in your background. But what is the best experience you had on those conventions?
Well, the first convention I went to was Stan Lee's Comic-Con, LA Comic-Con, and it was sort of my awakening to the Pokemon ecosystem and the fans that I didn't even know that I had. Like, in the same way that you guys didn't, oh my God, it's the guy. I had the same experience when I performed the song at Stan Lee's after party with the band called the Flux Capacitor. They were a cover band. They play all 80s and 90s songs. They dress like they're from Back to the Future guys. And they always play the Pokemon theme song, so they knew it perfectly. Mm-hmm. And I just stepped in and sang with them. But when I first came out, the crowd went crazy, and I realized that it was the first time I figured out that there were all these people out there. Like, I've been performing and doing all kinds of my own projects and my YouTube channel and theater and sessions and performing with Michael Jackson and all these different gigs where I'm very close to being, having my own audience, feeling like I'm the rock star. but I'm not. I'm in the background, and all of a sudden, I realized that I had all of the fans that I didn't even know that I had. So that happened at a convention, and that continues to happen at conventions. I'm going to be at a convention called Collecticon this year at all of their cities, and that's it's thousands of people in one room all having that experience. And it doesn't surprise me anymore because now I did the research and I understand how big Pokemon is, but I didn't really get that there were that many people, and that was one of the amazing things. And people bring me their items to be signed. They bring me their really special things that they kept as a child, and the books that they've had for all of their lives, or their slabs that they've had that are like $5,000 slab that they want me to sign. And like, it's really amazing. And the other thing is that at these conventions, that's where you see all of these creators making all of these things. So it's a fabulous ecosystem. There's conventions that are just Pokemon conventions. And even the other conventions like New York Comic-Con or LA Comic-Con that aren't Pokemon themed, it's still 60 to 70% Pokemon things. Everybody at every booth has something that's Pokemon related usually.
Yeah, it's huge and expensive market. I don't know if you saw that building that is shaped like Pokemon ball. I doubt it's in Tokyo. I actually think it's in China. In Shanghai.
Like a Pokeball?
Yeah,
like a Pokemon Center, I believe. I don't know if it's a museum or something, but like
it's shops, museums, and everything like that.
Yeah,
and it shows you how big this culture, as you said, is. And this experience you described from your first convention, so you were basically starstruck by your fans. How many times does that happen?
Exactly. It's amazing. There's a story about a South African artist that had the same experience, that he was like a janitor or a handyman here in the United States, and he recorded a song like 20 years ago, recorded an album 20 years ago, and he didn't know that it was released in South Africa. It's a good, it's a Netflix documentary, I think. And then it becomes huge in South Africa. They love it, and there are people playing it all the time in radio stations. And then he goes to South Africa and comes out on stage to his first concert to all these people, and is like, "Oh my God, I have people that have been listening to me for 10 years, 15 years, however many years, and I'm now finally performing." And it's a very special story. But that's basically what happened. I mean, I knew people were listening to me, but I didn't know that I didn't click that they have grown up and now they're human beings that have disposable income and are paying to come see me sing. And they didn't know I was going to be, that was a surprise. So they were paying to be at the event. And, you know, I happened to be a surprise at the event, but still it was like, the phones came out. There were more people holding phones up because they couldn't believe it was happening. And I was starstruck by my fans. Absolutely.
I don't like to pat ourselves on the back, but that community, like let's call it geek, comic book, Pokemon, anime community, I think it's actually one of the most non-toxic communities you can find, because
except anime community.
Yeah, it's not anime community, but you go to a big artist comes and makes a concert in the town, and people don't even know the music, but they're gonna go for catching the clout and Instagram story. But on these conventions, 90% of the people are legit, so to say,
Yeah, absolutely. They're and many of them are dressed as Pokemon. They're dressed for the event. And this one that I was just at, Otaku Fest, there was such a good energy in the room, in all of the rooms. They had many rooms and so many events going on and so many things that people were having so much fun, and they were building community. Like, they go to these things so that they can see each other and hang out and be in this surrounded by the things that they love. It's really special.
Yeah, and anime, the Pokemon anime is coming to an end with Ash Story. Did you? I believe you knew that already, but How do you feel about this end of an era for Pokemon?
I think it's a good opportunity for them to create another story. They're not going to stop producing content. They're just going to stop producing content about that specific character. But that's good because that character has been 25 years without a facial hair growing out of his face. And, he needs to grow up.
Ash. Yeah.
I know. And I think they can move on to more mature subject matter now. I think they're going to keep going with the other characters, obviously, and then he's going to show up, and then he'll have his own story as he becomes an adult and has relationships, and that will be another area for them to, create content.
Yeah, but I doubt that will happen. It will stay the wet dream of the fans for a long time.
And maybe he just pops like in 10 years' time. Maybe he just pops up a scene or something,
It would be great.
That would be.
I think so. I think there's going to be fan versions are going to happen. If they don't do it officially, fan versions will
there's
happen.
already one fan version of Ash story when he's grown up from this independent comic book artist. He's named Wong something, and it's there's war between Pokemons. Pokemons look like monsters, big, enormous, blood everywhere.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's awesome. Pokemon we deserve.
See, that's what I said.
Truly childish one.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's great.
So before we wrap up this episode, do you have some final message for our listeners? And the verse from any song you want.
Abundance, gratitude, health, love, abundance, gratitude, health,
Come on, sing along.
love, abundance, gratitude, abundance. This is something that I sing every morning. I try to get myself in a flow state, and I just sing about abundance, gratitude, health, and love. And
cheers to that.
yeah, I mean, that's what we all want. And we are living in a world of abundance, and we can activate that abundance by having gratitude. Just giving thanks for all the things. Like sometimes I just try to think of the insignificant things, like like this pen, the pen top. Like somebody made the pen top with plastic and paint and all these materials that someone had to get out of the ground at some point into a factory, and all the things that went into designing that pen are all little miracles, basically, of somebody's imagination. And I like to, give thanks for the small things and for the family and the friends and the different things that all go into making me who I am and making you guys who you are. We're all completely unique, special, powerful individuals that can affect the world with the things that we do. So that's the main message. And come to the show on March 4th if you're in the Florida area. You'll hear Jason Paige songs, you'll hear the jingles, you'll hear stories about all the background singers that I sang with, you'll hear, some famous theme songs that you might recognize as well. I'll be opening the packs musically, the ones that are not in the slabs, and I'll be singing the Pokemon characters and autographing stuff and taking photos with people, so it's going to be a great event. There'll be Pokemon inflatables. There'll be food trucks. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be background singer. There'll be a band. There'll be all kinds of cool stuff. And that's pretty much the message. Abundance, gratitude, health, and love.
You just released the hype engine for the fans. And we have a little tradition on our podcast before we wrap up. We have quote on Montenegrin language, which we translate to English. And I've prepared a quote from our singer / philosopher, he really resembles your charisma. He's called Rambo Amadeus. You can see irony in that name. And on our
Sure.
language, it was, and you spoke about imagination and these little miracles. So this quote really connects to that. And he said this on our language. Čovjek je ono što je njegova mašta, ostalo je majmun. And on English, it would be a man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. So,
A man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. A man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. A man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. A man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. A man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. Man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. Man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. Man is what his imagination is. The rest
Rambo gonna sue us.
Man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. Open up your mind and you can make what you want. Open up your mind and you can get it done. Open up your mind and use your imagination to create whatever you want in the world. Cause man is what his imagination is. A man is what? The rest is a monkey. The rest is a monkey, yeah. What his imagination is. And the rest is a monkey, yeah. We on the Unscripted podcast. Jason Paige rocking loops on to make it real lasting. And you feel that he ain't beat fasting, not eating past and monkeys on lasting. Man is what his imagination is. The rest is a monkey. It's a great quote. It's a really great quote.
Yeah, glad you liked it. And
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, and I would like to chat more, but actually Champions League is starting in a few minutes. So goodbye.
Uh-oh. Gotta get it.
Yeah.
We stay genuine, uncensored, and unscripted, and we always will, as we have to order our usual. Share us and subscribe us, and stay tuned until the next Wednesday. Iguzo!